Hello friends, welcome to the session on data structures. In this session, we'll be discussing about linear arrays. In this session, we will see what are linear arrays and what are the different operations that can be performed on linear arrays. As well as we will write some C programs to implement the algorithms for the operations on linear arrays. Friends, as you know that you are viewing this session on my YouTube channel, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel to see many videos on the subjects of electronics and computer science. So let us start the session with the question what we mean by linear array. Linear array many times is being called as an array only. An array, you can say that, is a linear list of elements, and this list of elements can have either one dimension or it may have more than one dimension. So whenever you prepare a list of names of students, or whenever you prepare the list of marks of students, or whenever you prepare a list of items to be purchased from a shop, then all such list, whenever we want to store in computer memory, then we can make the use of this data structure. It is being called as a linear array. Now, as shown in this diagram, if the array is of one dimension, then these can be the different elements of the array. And these elements of the array can be stored in successive memory locations. And whenever we want to refer to the element of the array, then we can make the use of the index variable, or we can make the use of the subscript in order to refer to the element. The value of the index may start with 1 or it may start with 0, and it is being called as a lower bound, and this value is being called as an upper bound. Now, whenever we consider an array of two dimensions, it means that it has rows and columns. So whenever you have been provided with a table of values, then such a table of values can be stored in computer memory by using two-dimensional array. And in the two-dimensional array, there are two indices. And say, for example, if you write some element as A23, it means that you are referring to the element from the second row and the third column. So as shown in this diagram, this is the first element, which will have the indices 0, 0. The second element will have the indices 0, 1. So it will refer to the first row of which the index value is 0. And it has three columns of which the index values are 0, 1, and 2. We know that arrays are very useful data structures, and almost in many programming situations, we need to make the use of array within our computer programs. So whenever we make the use of the array, then it is necessary that we need to perform many operations on the array. It is possible that you can perform the operations such as insertion, where you can add a new element into the existing elements of the array. You can perform an operation called as deletion, where you will remove the existing element from the list of the elements of the array. You can traverse an array. It means that you can visit each element of the array and you will perform some operation during that visit on each element of the array. You can search or you can find an element in the array list, or you can sort the array either in increasing order or in decreasing order. It is also possible that you can combine two or more elements, and that is being called as a merging. So these are the different operations that can be performed on array, out of which, as far as this session is concerned, we are going to discuss how to perform traversing of an array, insertion into the array, and deletion of element from the array. We will see the algorithms to perform these operations, and accordingly, we will write and execute the C program for these operations. So before we actually go for the discussion of different operations in array, let us understand how the arrays are represented in the memory. Now the elements are of the array are being stored in the memory and they are stored in the successive memory locations. As shown in this diagram, say for example, the first element is being stored from the memory location of which the address is 1001. And suppose this number requires two memory locations, 1001 and 1002. Now the second location will start from the memory location 1003. So the value of the first number or first element is 20. The value of the second element is 50. And in this way, we can store many elements into the array. So the first element memory address is being called as a base address. So as far as this array is concerned, its base address will be 1001. Now suppose if LA is the name of the linear array, then the base address of this linear array can be written as base in the bracket LA. That is the name of the array. Now it is possible that the computer can calculate the address of any element of the array. And for such calculation, it is not necessary for computer to visit each and every element of the array. But instead, we can make the use of the formula such as the location in the bracket LAK, where we are finding the location of the kth element, which is equal to base LA plus W in the bracket K minus lower bound of the array, where W will represent the number of the words per memory cell. So for example, if the first element is concerned, then its base address will be 1001. Now, if I want to find out the address of the fourth element, then I will add 1001 plus 2 into, because here W will stand for 2 into K minus lower bound. So K is fourth element and therefore 4 minus 1 and therefore it will be 3. So one can easily find for this element the address will be 1007. Now let us go for the first operation that can be performed on the array, and this the first operation is being called as the traversing of the linear array. Traversing, it will stand for accessing each element of the array exactly once. And we are accessing each element in order to perform some job or in order to process that element. Now this is the algorithm which can be used for traversing the linear array. Now initially what we will do is that we will set the variable k is equal to the lower bound of the array. That is the lowest value of the index variable. And then we will repeat the steps 3 and 4 as far as the value of k is less than or equal to upper bound. Then what we will do is that we will make an access to the first element, that is LAK, and then we will increase the value of k by 1 every time so that we can make an access to the other elements of the array. And this process will be repeated until the value of k is less than or equal to upper bound. That is, we are visiting each element of the array. Now, as far as this algorithm is being concerned, one can easily observe that here we have written a process. So process is a kind of a thing that you need to apply when you are visiting the element. So the process can be either reading the element, or the process can be either printing the element, or the process can be making some computation with that element. Now one can easily observe that when we go for the computation of complexity of this algorithm, then it will be of the order of n. If there are n elements in the array, then it is necessary that we will be visiting each element once, and therefore the complexity can be of the order of n. Now let us write down a simple C program through which we can perform the operation traversing with an array. Now we know that whenever we write any C program, then we need to include the input-output header file, because we make the use of the scanf and printf statements within our program. This is our main program or main function. And initially what we have done is that we have declared an array and we have assigned the values to the elements of the array. So this is the simplest way of assigning values to the elements of the array. Then we are determining the size of the array. The size of the elements of the array can be determined by using the size of operator. So n is equal to size of array divided by size of each element of the array. So this ratio will give us exactly how many elements are there in the array. Then we are making the use of the variable I. And now we are printing, that is we are accessing each element and we are simply printing it. So for printing of each element of the array, what we will do is that we will make the use of the for loop. So initial value of I will be 0 and we will repeat the loop until I is less than n, and every time we will increase the value of I by 1. And then what we are doing is that we are printing each element of the array. So array element can be printed by making the use of this statement printf %d and array name of the array. In the bracket we will write the index variable I. So finally we are returning a 0 statement. We are returning a 0 value because our main function is an integer function. So whenever you execute this program, then you will find that the array will be printed. That is, the elements of the array will be printed 2, -1, 5, 6, 0, and -3. That is, here what we have done is that we have created an array and we have visited each element of the array, and those elements are printed on the screen. Now let us go for the discussion of another algorithm that is being called as insertion and deletion in an array. Insertion means adding an element into the existing elements of an array. Suppose you have already created an array and now there is a time for you to add an element into the array. Now this element can be added either at the end of the array. So whenever you are adding the element at the end of the array, then that is an easy thing. The thing that is being required is that there should be enough memory space so that you can add the new element into the array. But if you want to add an element in between the two elements, then it is necessary that you need to create a space. And for creation of the space, what you need to do is that the position at which you want to add a new element, then the rest of the elements you need to be shifted downward so that the space is being created. Now let us see how can we write the algorithm for the performance of this insertion operation. Suppose this is the name of the algorithm, insert, and now LA is our linear array, N is the number of elements in the array, K is the positive integer that we want to, at which position we want to add an element, and we want to sure that K is always less than or equal to N. And atom is the value, so that this value is to be added at the kth position in the linear array LA. Now initially we will set the counter by using the equation j is equal to n. And then we will repeat the steps 3 and 4 until the value of, or while the value of j is greater than or equal to k. Now what we will do is that we will move the jth element downwards so that we can create a space. This can be done by making the use of the statement LAJ plus 1 is equal to LAJ. And then we will decrease the counter j is equal to j minus 1. And then we will set LAK is equal to our new value, that is the atom that we want to add into the array. And then we will set n is equal to n plus 1, because since one element is being added into the array, it means that the number of elements of the array are being increased. Now let us write down the C program to perform the insertion operation in array. Now suppose this is the input output header file that is being included. In our main program, we will have an array of which the size is of 100 elements. We will declare the number of elements, the number of variables such as I, X, position, and n is equal to 10. That is, initially we will suppose that there are 10 elements into the array. Now we will create an array. For creation of the array, we will make the use of the for loop. I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. And what we will do is that each element of the array will be equal to the value of I plus 1. And then we will print the original array. Again, to print the original array, again we need to make the use of the for loop. So one can easily observe that whenever you want to create an array, it is possible that you can create an array by using a for loop. And also you can print the array by using a for loop. So this is the initial array that is being printed by making the use of the for loop. And now suppose we want to insert a new element into the array. And suppose this value of this new element is 50, and we want to insert this element at the position 5. Now, since we want to insert this element, therefore we will increase the size of the array by 1. And then again, we will make the use of the for loop in order to shift the element forward. So this for loop will be having initial value of I is equal to n minus 1. This will be executed until I is greater than or equal to position and I minus minus. And we will write the statement array of I is equal to array of I minus 1. Now when the space is being created, then at that position, array position minus 1, we will insert the value of x, that is 50. And now our array is being updated, and therefore we want to print the new values of this array. And the new values of the array again can be printed by making the use of the for loop. So when you execute this statement or this program by using any online C compiler, then you will find that after the execution of the program, you will get the initial array, where the initial array will consist of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now once you make an updation, then at the position 5th position, you will find that the element 50 is being inserted, and the number of the elements in the array are increased by 1. Now let us go for another operation, and this operation is being called as a deletion operation. Deletion, it will stand for removing an element from the existing elements of the array. Now, if we want to delete the element which is at the end of the array, then it can be easily deleted. But if you want to delete an element which is in between the two elements, then in such a case, we need to move the subsequent element in the upside direction so that the vacancy that is being created can be filled. This is an algorithm that can be used to perform the deletion operation in array. Suppose this is the algorithm called as delete, and its arguments are LA, that is the linear array, N, that will stand for the number of elements in the array, K, that will stand for the position at which we want to delete, and item will stand for the value that we want to delete. Now, initially what we will do is that we will set the item is equal to the LAK, that is the kth position element is being assigned with the value item. Now we will repeat the steps for j is equal to k to n minus 1. That is, we will move the j plus 1 element upward. And this can be achieved by using the statement Laj is equal to Laj plus 1. Now we will reset the number n in the elements of the linear array LA in such a way that n is equal to n minus 1. Since we have already deleted one element, and therefore it is necessary that we reduce the number of elements from the array by 1. Now let us write down a C program to perform the deletion operation. Now suppose we have declared an array where there are of which the size is 100, and suppose these are the rest of the variables that are required within a program, position C, n. Now we will ask the user to enter the number of elements in the array. The user will enter the size of the array. Then we will ask the user to enter the number themselves. And when the user enter the numbers, then those numbers will be stored into the memory locations. Now we will ask the user to enter the location where he wished to delete an element. So the position will be entered by the user. And if this position is out of scope, means if it is greater than or equal to n plus 1, then we will display the message that deletion is not possible. Otherwise, we will assign the position value to the variable c by using the statement c is equal to position minus 1, and then we will do it until c is less than n minus 1, and every time we will increment the value of c by 1, and then we will shift the content of the array by making the use of the statement array c is equal to array c plus 1. And then finally, we can display the resultant array by making the use of the for loop. And finally, we will return 0 to our main program. So when you execute this program by using any online C compiler, then initially you will get the message to enter the number of elements in the array. Suppose we enter 5, that is there are 5 elements in the array. Then you need to enter the 5 elements. So suppose we have entered the elements 12, 33, 55, 67, and 76. Now the program will ask you to enter the location where you wish to delete the element. Suppose I want to delete the third element. Therefore, I will enter the position 3. So when you enter the position 3, then one can easily observe that the number 55 will be deleted, and therefore the resultant array will now consist of numbers 12, 33, 67, and 76 only. That is, there are only 4 elements in the array now. So thank you friends for viewing the session. Hopefully you have understood what we mean by linear array and how to perform the operations such as traversing, insertion, and deletion in an array. Thank you all for viewing the session.